Thailand has over 2,700 kilometers of coastline, so fish and seafood are an integral part of the cuisine. Seasonings and dips are often made with fermented fish and shrimp. And just about everything edible that comes from the seas and the rivers is eaten in some form or another. Fresh sea bass is a favorite, and one of the most delicious ways to cook it is in a steamer with lots of herbs. Now you might get your local fish vendor to do this messiest part for you, but just in case a nice sea bass like this one flops through your front door, Rung is going to show you how to prepare it from A to Z. We start by removing the scales from all surfaces of the fish. Steaming the fish will keep it nice and moist and really brings out the flavor of the herbs. But whether steamed, fried, or barbecued, we almost always cook a fresh fish whole with the head and some of the tail still on. After we cut off the fins, we use the scissors to cut the head partially away from the body so there's room to insert your fingers. We're going to show you how to prepare this fish for the steamer, but be prepared, it gets a little gory. Cleaning a fish in a way that keeps its meat intact and preserves its wholeness allows you to present it beautifully and without most of its bones, a technique worth acquiring, especially for professionals. Now we rinse the fish thoroughly. You can do this under gently running water in your kitchen. Cooking the fish whole also helps to keep its juices intact. Some of the tastiest meat in the fish can be found in the cheeks, just behind the gills. After we've cleaned and rinsed our sea bass, we slice it down the back. Now watch carefully how on one side of the fish's vertebrae, Rung slices through from its middle down to its tail to create an opening. Now we turn the fish over and make a similar cut along the other side of the vertebrae. When she's finished, she's effectively separated the meat from both sides of the vertebrae. Using this sturdy pair of kitchen scissors, we cut the bones away at the top and bottom and remove them. The result is that we've separated the bones in a way that allows us to remove them cleanly, but leaving the fish intact in a pleasing way, so we can stuff it full of yummy herbs. Now things get interesting. We've sectioned the fish in a way that allows room to tuck the tail through the body for a decorative effect. Now it's time for a little marinating. A half a teaspoon of salt to start. About a tablespoon of cooking sherry really helps to sweeten the meat. A teaspoon of lime juice helps to cut the fishy taste. Let's look now at the herbs we're using to stuff the fish. This is fresh lemongrass, which you should be able to find at your local Asian grocers. These are fresh galangal and ginger roots, which are both from the same family. Ginger adds fragrance. Galangal root helps to cut the fishy odor. And these are fresh kaffir lime leaves. If you can't get fresh ones, dried are the next best thing. You can order them from our website, among other places. Now, we'll start with our lemongrass. Pounding it helps release its flavor. You can see how not only lemongrass, but also galangal root and kaffir lime leaves grow on a trip to an herb garden in the culinary tour chapter of this DVD. Once you've tenderized it, tying the lemongrass in knots is easy and allows you to place it in the fish. 3 kaffir lime leaves are next. Kaffir lime leaves are an essential flavoring in this dish, so if you can't get fresh ones like these, try to get some dried ones and use twice the amount. Next is our ginger. These herbs aren't meant to be eaten, of course, but steaming them inside the fish's cavity will soften them and allow their flavor to permeate the dish wonderfully. Thai herbs like these aren't only marvelously aromatic, they're also believed by many to have health benefits. It's said that lemongrass is good for your kidneys, galangal aids digestion, lime leaves are of course loaded with vitamin C, and believed to contribute to healthy gums. And finally, a piece or two of our galangal root. Using all these herbs creates a dish that not only explodes with flavor, but also creates an extraordinary presentation. So with our fish full of herbs, we're going to cover it with plastic before we set it in the steamer. Don't forget to make a few little holes in the plastic with the tip of your knife to let it breathe a little. Now we're ready to steam our fish.